Hi, it's Luke, and today we're going to be talking about how to be the most productive photographer possible. And the answer is by using Luts. And I'm going to tell you how to make your own Luts to speed up your workflow. Let's get started. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. So first of all, what we need to do is we actually need to go get some photos. So let's go to location now. So I've just arrived at location, so now I can take the most compelling images possible with this amazing scenery around me, so then we can edit them later in Lightroom. Let's start taking some photos. So I've just arrived at the first place where I'm going to start taking my photos. I've chosen this place because it has great leading lines because of these trees here, which is going to give a great image for my shot. This is why you should be shooting places with leading lines and interesting detail and textures. So now I'm at a great place with an amazing background. And I'm going to use this location to take a nice landscape photo so we can edit it later and really enhance the colours and really make it pop. So go to places which has interesting imagery in it. So now I have arrived at a great place which has a subject in it, which is this amazing sculpture by Giles Miller. And I'm going to use this to create a lot of depth in my photo, because if it was just a wide photo of nothing in front of the camera and just background, it won't look very interesting. So getting depth really enhances your photos so you can make them the best possible images. So now it's time to start looking at the photos in Lightroom and editing them to make them the best possible photos. Let's go back to the studio. And we're back. Wasn't that an amazing experience to go to such an amazing place covered in snow? So let's start the editing. First of all, import all your photos into Lightroom. Here are my photos here, and I've just imported my best ones from today. So I'm now going to open up this photo here, and I talked about this photo in the video, all about why shooting something with a subject is really important. So let's click Auto, as Auto will give you the best dynamic range possible from your camera. Then I would go to 70 at clarity, and that really makes the image pop. Go to 10 on dehaze, and I'd say that image is done on the color. So now, just to make it look even more cinematic, go 16:9 as your crop. Make sure your subject is in the middle, but if you want it to go to one side, that's fine. But for me, I'm going to put the subject right in the middle and enter, and we're done. So now the editing's done, this is the important part, and that is actually making it a preset. So what we're going to do is over here in presets, we're going to click plus, create preset, and I'm going to call it Lut 1. That's it, and click create, and as you can see down here, I've made a LUT. So now if I go to this image here and I click LUT 1, automatic color grade, I didn't have to do any extra work, and that's how fast you can speed up your own workflow. So in this image here, you can see that if I add the original LUT, it looks good, but it's not quite right. So we're going to make a whole separate LUT. So we're going to click auto. That looks already so much better. Do clarity 40 just to make it not too intense. Add a little bit of saturation, and then crop just to make sure the road is perfectly in the middle. Enter, and there we are. That is the whole editing done. So just the same process again. Just click plus, create preset, call it LUT 2, create. And that's just as simple. We've made our LUT. So now let's edit a landscape photograph. As you can see, the LUT 2 which we just made really doesn't work, but LUT 1 does work well. We just need to do a little bit of tweaking to it, which all I'd say to do is do 16:9, choose the position where you want the crop to be, enter, and we've done a photo just in 30 seconds, really speeding up your workflow. So now let's edit a photo with a lot of depth. So first of all, what you want to do is you're going to see if any of the previous LUTs work. Now I think LUT 2 works really well on here. And to be honest, all I do is I'd add the crop and then I'd say I'm done with this photo, which really is going to prove why you should be making your own LUTs, because it really speeds up your workflow. As that photo is highly professional and it only took 20 seconds to do. Now, as you can see in this photo, because of the snow, it's blown out at the bottom. So if we click auto, it can recover the highlights and really bring back a lot of detail in them. So then add some clarity. I'd say go to 35 on clarity because we don't want to push it, and then make it a tiny bit colder just to give it the winter feel to it, and then I'd say you're done with that photo, and it's that easy. Same process with this photo here. We're going to choose LUT 1, That looks really good. And then we're going to go into 16:9, pull it down just to make sure you got it right in the right place, and it's done. Now you can see why this is so important to be the most productive and efficient photographer possible, because this will save you so much time in the editing room. So now let's try a close-up. First of all, we're going to crop in by 16:9 so we can see what sort of frame we're dealing with, so we know how to grade. So we can try our LUT 1, and as you can see that looks very good, but then because it's a LUT, it doesn't mean it's fixed in stone. You can always change it. So then just lower the blacks, give it a little bit more contrast, and that's perfect. Already a very high-end professional image. So thank you for watching this video, and I really hope you've enjoyed it and you've learned why you should be making LUTs in Lightroom, because it will really speed up your workflow. And also now you see, whenever I use this computer, all I do is import my photos, choose a LUT, and I'm done. It's that easy now. This is why it's so important. Thank you for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe.